Hi, timekeepers. Thanks for stopping through to my Reader Minutes. For those that are new here, welcome. To those that have joined me on my journey, thank you so much. And welcome to the Timekeeper crew. Um, I don't have really much to talk about today. I just wanted to come by and give my 2 cents on a couple of things that have been in the news lately. First one being Rob Reiner. Now, of course, all the details haven't come up about his this whole ordeal. But if you don't know who Rob Reiner is, him and his wife were found yesterday, stabbed to death, in their Hollywood home. Rob Reiner, who was an actor back in the 70s. I didn't know him by name, but when I actually kept reading, I realized I knew who he was. If you are familiar with the sitcom All in the Family, he was Meathead, the one that Archie Bunker used to always go at because he was married to his daughter. And they went back and forth. Um, that's where I remember him from. Now, from that point on, I don't know what else he played in. I think he became a director. Um, and they said that he directed When Harry Met Sally. I think that he was the director for that movie. Anyway, I know he was married to Penny Marshall, which I didn't know. I know now, but he was married to Penny Marshall, who was also a director, before she passed away. But anyway, he had a couple kids, but not by Penny, by his um now or then deceased wife, because they both got killed, I guess, around the same time. Seemed to be by their son Nick. His name is Nick Reiner. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if it's been fully confirmed, but he is the one that's being held on bail for $4 million. Yeah. So that's awful sad, you know? Look, I think they had two other kids, a daughter and another son. But this guy, Nick, evidently have had some addiction issues in the past. Don't know if there's still an issue or whatever's going on with him, but my condolences to that family and whatever they're going through. But I remember him as an actor. And I used to watch All in the Family with my grandmother because that was during the time when I was over there and she had like a lineup. She watched them, she watched the Jeffersons, and I think it was another one that she would watch, but they were all like in a row. And I remember being over there watching All in the Family. That's sad though. Really, really sad. I don't want to put too much on that because, like I said, all the details haven't come out yet. We don't know whether he was the one that did it or not. I just know he's being held on bail. But the next thing I want to get into is this the ex-Michigan coach, Sharon Moore, who's being charged with home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering. Now, for what I can gather, um, this guy had a contract with Michigan State, I guess. Um, he was the head coach for their football team. He had a $13 million contract. Um, and was having an affair with some young chick. Um, I don't know her name. Am I supposed to know her name? Anyway, let's read what it says. Uh, okay. An external investigation into former Michigan coach Sharon Moore's relationship with a female staffer has expanded to include the athletic department handling of the situation and other sports and scandals. It says in an email to faculty and students on Thursday, Michigan President Demencio Grasso encouraged everyone with information to contact Jenner and Block, the outside law firm conducting this investigation. A source briefed on the investigation confirmed that Grasso's email was part of an expanded inquiry. All of the facts herein must be known, Grasso said. The findings of the investigation could have implications for the future of the athletic director Ward Manuel, who has been under scrutiny for his handling of the situation involving Moore and other athletic department scandals. While General Block conducts his investigation, Manuel remains Michigan's athletic director and is conducting the search for Moore's replacement. It is our obligation to see where that investigation goes, said the Michigan source briefed on the investigation. Moore, who was 39, was arraigned on Friday on charges of third-degree home invasion and breaking and entering and stalking. Prosecutors allege he confronted the female staffer and threatened suicide after she disclosed the relationship to investigators, prompting Moore's firing on Wednesday. He was released from jail Friday afternoon. Moore must be tethered to a GPS as part of his bond conditioning and continued mental health treatment. The home invasion charge is a felony, while the stalking and breaking and entering charges are misdemeanors. At Wednesday's arraignment, prosecutor Katie, said Moore and the female staffer had an intimate relationship for a number of years. After the woman broke off the relationship on Monday, Moore made numerous phone calls and sent numerous text messages that she did not want. The woman then disclosed the relationship to Michigan, which had been investigating the relationship through an outside law firm, General Block. Okay, it says at 4:10 p.m. on Wednesday, police were called to the listed address of the female Michigan football staffer, according to the police dispatch. Police also sent officers to the listed address of Moore. In a news release, the Pittsfield Township Police Department said Moore went to the woman's residence unarmed and entered through an unlocked door without permission. In the course of a verbal argument, Moore picked up 2 butter knives and a pair of scissors from within. The resident threatened to harm himself. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just reading this down. So this is my first reaction to this, y'all. He picked up 2 butter knives. So he wasn't serious about taking himself out. That was a game he was playing with her. Obviously, wow, this is crazy. And a pair of scissors he could have probably did damage with, but 2 butter knives? Really? Boy, bye. I would have been like, go for it. Anyway. So the attorney, Katie, her name is Rezmirski, told the judge that Moore made a series of threatening statements to the woman, including, "I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hand. You ruined my life." Moore then left the residence. At 4:53, officers said Moore's wife told them he was in an unknown parking lot. According to the police dispatch, she later informed the police that Moore's phone had pinged at Well Church in Saline, a city about 10 miles southwest of Ann Arbor. At 5:16 p.m., he was detained at the church as part of an alleged assault investigation, according to Pittsfield Township Police. Moore was transported to a hospital for evaluation before being taken to the jail. Moore, 39, is represented by Ann Arbor attorney Joseph Simon, who told reporters after the arraignment that he had not seen a police report and declined to comment on Moore's mental state. The charges could result in up to 6 years of jail time. In an email to University of Michigan students, a facility on Thursday, Michigan President Grasso touted the school's quick action in firing Moore for violation university policy and pledged that the investigation into Moore's behavior would continue. The president, Grasso, encouraged anyone with information about the matter to send a confidential email to the law firm. "All of the facts here must be known," he wrote. Yeah, no. That's crazy. So she broke up with him and he threatened to kill himself. Well, that's crazy to me. I'm still tripped out that he picked up 2 butter knives, y'all. That makes me think that he was full of crap. He was just trying to get her attention. Whatever their relationship was, she didn't want it anymore. He was married. Man, this is crazy. So, okay. So his post firing. So Moore and his wife Kelly were married in 2015. They have 3 daughters. Hours after his firing by the University of Michigan, Moore was arrested. What do y'all think about that? If I was his wife, would I have been seen with him days later? No. Like, no. I mean, he's lost his job, which he was making $5.6 million a year. And you was dealing with a chick that made $90,000 a year. In an interview with Fox 2 Detroit, John U. Bacon stated that the alleged victim was a female staff member he was accused of having an affair with, and that the alleged assault occurred at her home after Moore's termination. So, okay. So she must have told, okay, I'm getting the picture that she told that they were having an affair. She got him fired. It's more to the situation. It's more to the story. Once she informed them that him and her were having an affair, of course, that was against the rules. They had to let him go. He was about to lose everything, his career, his stuff, and it's more to this. It's more to this. Yeah, because he didn't show up to her home until after he was fired. No, I don't know all the particulars, but evidently she called off the relationship as of Monday. She told this was some type of get back, I think, from her. Because she told about the affair. Because if it was rumored that they had this affair for years, clearly, I mean, people knew about it because they said for years it had been going on. So people knew about the affair. People knew about it. But evidently, she was upset. She must have told the facility or must have told her employers that they had been having an affair. It was against regulations. They fired him. He snapped. He must have kept calling, kept calling, kept calling. He lost millions of dollars in salary. They don't have to pay his contract because he was fired. So they don't have to pay anything, you know? And he went over there to confront her. Must have walked in the door. He didn't break in. It was unlocked. She might have let him in. Who knows? That's what she's saying, right? And he threatened to kill himself because he was about to lose everything. However, he wasn't really trying to kill himself if he picked up 2 butter knives. He wasn't trying to do too much damage to himself. Butter knives are dull. Blade is very, very dull. He wouldn't have did much. He wouldn't have did much damage with butter knives. Now he picked up the scissors, I guess that made more of a threatened appearance that he could really do some serious damage to himself. But the way she's telling the story is that she broke it off. He came over there and wanted to kill himself. I believe once he was fired, he wanted to kill himself then, or trying to get her attention or whatever, and it just escalated to where it is now. And she told her that he broke into her apartment or house or whatever, broke into a door with no permission because it wasn't a break-in. The door was open. I believe, and this is just my opinion, I don't know. I believe the door was probably already open and she let him in or whatever, and one thing led to another. It doesn't sound like it's a good thing. But he was married, had 3 kids, so he shouldn't have been dealing with anybody. So do I feel sorry for him? Not at all. You have to be, if you're going to do dirt, if you have to feel like you need to do dirt, leave the situation that you're in. Leave the situation that you're in. That person doesn't need to be hurt because of your transgressions or whatever you got going on. Leave. That's what I don't understand. If you're unhappy and you want something else, leave. Leave. If that person chooses to stay while you run around and do your thing, that's one thing. Because we don't know all the particulars on that. We don't know whether she knew about the girl or what. But my whole thing is, if you need to cheat, leave. If you feel, especially after a couple of years, it ain't like no one night stand and no fly by night fling. If you know this is somebody you really enjoy being with, leave. Now you don't have nothing. Now he has nothing. I don't feel sorry for him. Not at all. It says the firing on December 10th, the University of Michigan announced Moore had been fired for cause due to credible evidence that Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. According to sports commentator, author, and educator John U. Bacon, Michigan's first investigated the matter in the summer of 2025 after an anonymous tip, with both parties denying the allegation. Earlier on the same day as Moore's firing, the staff mentor recanted to administrators with proof of romantic involvement with him. And I think she still works there. They're not going to lose no money from $90,000, but however, they'll save a grip with getting rid of him because he had the $1 million contract. But that's just so stupid. Oh well. Yeah, no. Oh well. He's goofy looking. Look at him. This is him. Oh well. Oh well. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Anyhow.
Disturbing allegations following the firing and arrest of former Michigan football head coach Sharon Moore, the married father of 3, appearing in court today. He's accused of terrorizing a woman inside her home hours after he was fired for having an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Moore now facing multiple charges. Here's ABC's Alex Perez.
Tonight, disgraced former Michigan head coach Sharon Moore is out on bond, now facing charges of felony home invasion and stalking and breaking and entering into the home of an ex-girlfriend.
Mr. Moore, could you state your name, please?
Sharon Moore.
This afternoon, the 39-year-old appearing in court via video, the prosecutor telling the judge the alleged victim broke up with Moore, but he allegedly kept calling and texting her.
Eventually, she presented herself to the University of Michigan, cooperated in some form of investigation there.
The married father of 3 fired by the University of Michigan on Wednesday with cause effective immediately after the school says he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, saying UM maintains zero tolerance for such behavior. Then, later Wednesday, according to authorities, Moore went to the woman's home, allegedly entered through an unlocked door without permission, and engaged in a verbal argument with the victim that escalated.
Barged his way into that apartment, immediately then proceeded to a kitchen drawer, grabbed several butter knives and a pair of kitchen scissors, and began to threaten his own life. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life.
Police dispatch relaying information to responding officers.
Subject just called the caller, told her there's a male at the location and the house attacking her. The state's been stalking her for months.
Today, a judge ordering Moore to have no contact with the alleged victim and wear a GPS monitor. Moore was in the second year of a 5-year contract, making about $6 million a year.
Do you know where he's going to be able to stay after this? Is he going to be able to go home?
I'm just going to not answer that question, but he'll be in the community.
I don't feel sorry for him. I don't. It's unfortunate that, his wife and kids have to suffer through this humiliation process. Their livelihood has been upended because of his stupid decisions. He decided to deal with whoever this was at the college, knowing that there were restrictions for fraternizing with, I guess, other employees. They have a very low tolerance. They said 0 tolerance of that. So he knew the rules. He knew the rules. So, well, it's unfortunate on both stories. Let's talk about it. Let's get in the comments. Tell me what you think about either Rob Reiner and his wife being stabbed to death, allegedly by their son Nick. And what are your thoughts on Sharon Moore? With that being said, y'all, everybody like, share, and subscribe. Everyone be blessed. Peace.